Hello my dear Virgos, this is your love and spirituality reading for the time between May 1st and May 15th, 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I read for the signs in the order of most liked videos. I have also put up voting for the final order to read in, so don't forget to vote and to hit the thumbs up for your sign. I have put astrological information for the month of May in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se. This month I'm doing a collaboration with my friend and mentor Miri to present her brand new channel, Emea Soleil Dreamwork. So please check it out and subscribe to her channel. So for this reading, I used the orchestrated tarot by Deva Padma, and I will start shuffling your cards. So when I open your deck here, Virgo, I see the Lovers in the reversed and the Five of Swords. That's in this deck is called comparison. So the Lovers in the reversed, it's it might be that you need to make a choice, an unpleasant choice. And there's a lack of stability in a relationship, love relationship, it can be romantic, friendship, family. The Five of Swords, the comparison card, it's about we want conformity. It's like our brain is a little bit simple-minded and it wants conformity. It doesn't like things that's foreign, or it doesn't like that people have another opinion than we. So it wants conformity because this is how it feels safe. But we can't be all just one thing. The bamboo can't be like the pine tree because we need diversity. So if you're trying to make your loved ones, try to squeeze them into something that you want, you might need to take a new look at this and see if this is really something that you want to try to do, because you can't also really change other people. You can only change yourself. With the Five of Swords, it might be that you're dealing with like difficult people that wants to steal your energy, wants to win over you, or you are working this angle. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light, and here we have the Source and the comparison card together. The Source is it's kind of your solar plexus chakra. It's the Ace of Wands, so it's your longing, what you want, and Five of Swords is it's like wanting to win over others, wants to have the last word, and so on. So here it seems like in some way you're losing your power, maybe to other people. Maybe you're giving it up to other people to avoid conflict, to avoid battles. So it's like you're burying your strength, maybe because you want peace and quiet. So sometimes we need to put very firm boundaries. We don't need to change other people. We just need to tell them where our boundaries are, what we are about, what we want and what we don't want. We don't have to change their life and their dreams and what they want in their lives, but we need to be able to put boundaries about ourselves, so we know where we ends and another person begins. So I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world, and here we have existence together with comparison. So it seems like you are in a situation where this kind of like a battle of wills. Yes, the conditioning wants to show its face here. It's a devil card, number 15, and it's in reversed. So it seems like there's time for you to take yourself out of this conditioning. Like one person doesn't need to be like the other one. We all need diversity. We need to be different people. We need to find our own uniqueness. So existence is the magician, and it's like these cards are talking about two contradictions. One is, who are you? Can you find yourself? What do you want? What do you want to be? And then the battle 5 that comes when you clash together with other people that have another opinion than do you. So it's easy to become a victim in this situation, or to become a perpetrator instead of just continuing being you. So it's very easy to start to make stories that he did this to me, or she didn't want me to do this, or yes, we make different stories about things. So existence, the magician, is about everything starts within you. Everything that's created in your life have started its journey within you, in your mind, with your thoughts and your perception about things. So if you don't like what you see on the outside, it's time to take a good look in the mirror, and even more important, inside yourself, and start to align with what you find there. Don't go up and make a battle towards yourself and try to be something else, like the bamboo trying to be the pine tree, or the pine tree trying to be grass, or the grass wants to be a horse. Okay, so try to find out what you are and become that, to the rejoice of everyone. Because when people find their true place in life, what they are really meant to be and to express, that is when the whole existence come into harmony. Okay, this is a little bit disharmony, but it can be easily made into harmony if you just find yourself. So I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, and fire, the miser, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Virgo viewers. So the miser here in existence, and we have the integration card here peeking with it's 14. 1 + 4 is 5. So it's talking about this, that we need to be able to be ourselves, and we need to be able to let others be themselves. But we are also here to learn from one another, so to not blindly close ourselves off from ideas from the outside, but staying open and imperceptive about other people's way of experiencing the world. So if you're into one religion, you check out all the religions. If you are into one way of understanding politics, you check out all the way of understanding politics. It's like you need to expand your mind, and not just studying things, but really study yourself and see where you put boundaries to your own behavior, because you want to keep some kind of control or some kind of imaginary treasure. For example, I can't express who I am here, because then I will lose this person's respect, or they believe I am this, so I can't show who I really am. So it's some kind of little bit secretive things going on. Some of you might be dealing with really problematic people, but it's just showing if there's a lot of conflict on the outside of you with people acting up, or acting smart, or acting smug, or not sharing their ideas with you. It's just a mirror of what you are doing to yourself. Okay, so see here, I want a clear view reading for my dear Virgo viewers. I want you to have love in your lives and to find yourself in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So 6 of Swords and the Magician again. So an inner voice that's in reversed. So I'm thinking, Virgo, that you have gotten power to be in a certain kind of way. If you have always been kind of the good girl, or the guy that always had the answer to everything, it might be that this have given you a certain status and a certain kind of feeling of being someone or having your place in the world. But I'm thinking you are not, that is not truly you. The truly you is here with the inner voice, but it's like you want to create something, so you're working really hard to create this, whatever it is that you want, and you're working very hard with your mind, telling your body and your system, this is allowed, and this isn't allowed. This you can do, and this you can't do. So you need to start to clear your own inner voice. Like, see, the first thing you do there is to start to become aware. Just sit like this with your own existence. Feel your own body. Stay with yourself. See what's really going on. And just things rising up inside of you. Take notice, watch them. You can also write it down if you have a lot of thoughts, a lot of feelings. This is a very good way to put attention to your inner voice, and that will correct this, what you're doing here. You're trying to get, you don't like your current life situation, so you want to get to another point, and you're pushing yourself to get to this other point. But maybe this what you're aiming towards is really not where you want to go, because you can't know, since you're not listening truly to your inner voice and finding your inner guidance. So the guidance that you have now is kind of the voice of the past, from your parents, upbringers, the people that you have had around you, teachers, friends, lovers. They have told you a lot of things, and you kind of believe them. So you have walked the path that they told you to. It's like they gave you direction by saying, by encouraging you, or having like almost punishing you for the things that you did wrong. Maybe friends turning away from you, or losing benefits because you didn't do things that the other people wanted. So it has kept you a little bit captive, and you think that if I only better this with myself, if I only learn this, if I just fix this, then I will be okay. But that's not true. You could be okay here and now if you stop listening to everyone else and start to listen to this inner voice of yours. Okay. So, my dear Virgos, I want you to have creative success and to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So see what's going on for Virgo the first half of May 2018. Okay, so there's done. Nice. So I will just tune in for a few seconds to you and your reading, Virgo. So okay. So my dear Virgo, this is your future there. This is your now there, and this is your past, and we have integration here. So it makes me believe that you have been spending time with people that were not at all like you. It's like maybe you were the yin, the yang, and they were the yin, or the other way around. This is good because you have learned a lot from these kind of relationships. It was probably hard with the integration. It's number 14. It's connected to the High Priest, number 5, and all these are connected to the 5s. And the 5s is 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords that you have, 5 of Coins, 5 of Cups. So all the conflict card, or the disappointment card, or yes, the things where things doesn't go really as you hope them to go. And why it happens this way is because we are doing this together with other people that are not at all like us. And this is how it's supposed to be, because we are supposed to bring our own uniqueness to the whole. In other case, there's not going to be any painting. If all the painting is done with the same color, we won't be able to see the picture that's being made. So the divine is creating a beautiful tapestry, a beautiful weave of creation, and everyone has their uniqueness, their unique thread that will make the whole pattern. So when you are in this situation, probably with the 14 here, it's a lot of attraction, like you feel really attracted to something, you're longing for it, and when you get it, it's a nightmare. But why you were attracted to it in the first place? Because it holds a lot of knowledge for you. It holds your future knowledge, what you have left to learn. So when you're meeting a person that's rubbing you the wrong way, they have something to teach you. And sometimes we also fall in love with these people that rubs you the wrong way. This is the second card for love in a major arcana. Okay. And here we have the now and its ripeness. So it seems like what you have learned from these relationships that rub you the wrong way was kind of stability, becoming your own unique self and becoming more and more mature. It's like you're growing. It's like you're becoming an adult person, able to take care of yourself, able to nurture yourself, able to stand up for yourself, able to have boundaries. So it's like this really coming through some adult person here now. The 9 ripeness is connected to the Hermit card and to the feminine part of the Hermit card, not the starving Buddha, but the luscious Buddha, self-love. Okay, so very beautiful. So this is what you have learned when you rubbed off towards other people. Next card here in the future we have morality, and it's the Queen of Swords. The sword suit in this deck is a little mildly disturbing. So what the Queen of Swords wants to say in this deck is, when we become... The Queen of Swords is awfully smart, and she has like this penetrating look on everything. She can see, look at a person and look into their heart. So she sees the good and the bad. And sometimes she has a tendency to get stuck on the bad thing because she wants everyone to be good. Okay, she is morality, so she's kind of a human rights lawyer. She's very connected to the justice card, and she judges people because she sees when they are not good. It's like these kind of people that with the first glance on another person, they can say, oh, that person is up to no good, and they will also prove you right. And you really don't want to believe them because you want to have a more positive outlook on life. But this person, she doesn't. Usually she has a little bit... she's smart, but she has also learned to hold her tongue and not tell people what she's seeing. She knows that this is going to bring bad things and conflicts. So she also doesn't like when things gets out of balance. So her life becomes more and more square because she doesn't trust new people. She can see instantly that, oh, this is going to happen like so and so and so and so. It's like she's a little bit of an oracle. And she's avoiding trouble. So she's closing herself into her own prison of, I already know what's going to happen. So some of you might be dealing with a swords person, or you might be having these kind of tendencies yourself to be too smart for your own good. So you want to avoid a new experience because the old ones was so hard, but they actually led to this. And it's much better than this. This is what human rules and regulation wants to create, like a life where everyone is fitting into their squares and not going outside. But life is more than that. It's much more vivid and confusing and fertilizing and creating new opportunities all the time. This girl, she doesn't really do this. Her biggest problem is that she don't say what she sees. So people can't really correct her when she jumps into conclusions, because this is what she do sometimes. When the Queen of Swords is up to someone and she sees, well, this person is a liar. I can see it on their body language. They are doing like this and this, blah, blah, blah. They have their story ready. They have already judged the person with the 5 first seconds. Instead of just living, is like putting her mouth together with a frowny face like this, she could say, Okay, so are you a trustworthy person? And you know, she's already judging them inside, so it's as well that she shows herself in her full authenticity and tells what she is seeing, and the other person can say, can either defend themselves or come with their true expression. So to kind of take things out of the box a little bit. It's like morality here, Queen of Swords, she's like Schrodinger's cat. You don't know if it's the darn thing is dead or alive. And it's like the Queen of Swords, we don't know if she's dead or alive. She doesn't speak. She knows all these things, but she doesn't communicate. So it just become sad judgments that keeping her locked up in her prison of her own making, and she can't even know that it's true. She just decides that it's true because she doesn't have the guts to ask a person, is this what you are up to? Is this what's going to happen with you? So if we are a bitch, we need to show people that we are a bitch. We need to love ourselves for being this. We can't hide because it's stopping the flow of life in our lives. Okay, so she can be a superpower, but she has tied herself like in a knot. It's like she has done something to herself that we can free in this time. We can start to become more clear with things. Instead of silently judging, we can ask people more questions and get to know them better. Okay, so this is in your past, and here we have innocence, and it's the 19, it's the Sun card, and here is beautifully depicted with an older man and having a connection with a praying mantis. So this is kind of a picture of what happens to people as they age. We come as children and we go as children. It's like we are becoming more childlike, more open to life experience and to see what's really going on in our lives. Instead of being like the Queen of Swords, we are always curious about things. We don't make assumption about this praying mantis that, oh, it's a bug, it doesn't have a life on its own, and you stomp on it. But this person is really interested. Hi there, who are you? Checking this entity out, really staying with it, studying it without thinking about a lot of things. Oh, it's green, I wonder how it can see with its eyes, you know, thinking, trying to study. Instead, just this open connection between these two entities, and finding out that the praying mantis might be like a lot like you, and in the same time a world away from you. Totally different and yet all the same. So this 19, the Sun card, it's your own soul. So it's showing what happens when you are awake and you don't make assumption about things. This is also the third card for love in the Major Arcana. This is the second. We have the Lovers card. When we meet, this is when our demons play so well together, and this is when we have become whole and joining in holy matrimony, because we have found ourselves. We became both the yin and the yang, and both people are this, so therefore there's kind of no conflict anymore. We have come to the fullness, like becoming our true selves. So the Sun is a very strong energy card. It's being very close to your own source, being very close to yourself, seeing the truth. So this card is about truth. This is also about truth, but this is divine truth and this is human truth. Human truth can be very judgmental because it's only one way of seeing things. Divine truth is diversal. The truth can be watched from many different angles and can change. Like what's truth for me one day, next day I learn something more and there's another truth. And then it comes a deeper truth and yet a deeper truth. For her, it's not the same thing. She is stuck here with her judgments. Okay. So the next card here for you is the understanding. It's the Page of Cups and it comes in the reversed. So Page of Cups in the reverse, it's going to this childlike energy. It might be, it's feeling like there's a person that has a little bit of victim mentality and wants to be saved. So this is how we can feel when we are standing, we are just on the brink of touching base with our soul, and we want to do that journey. We want to touch base with our soul, but there's an old fairy tale that's affecting us here that says that we are going to meet someone, something is going to be given to us, we're going to experience some certain thing, and this is going to make us live happily ever after. So this kind of fairy tale has has kind of messed it up for us. So we are expecting this for something to come from the outside and fix things, when we really need to connect with our inside. If we want a hero, we need to become one. If we want justice, we need to give it to ourselves. If we want love, we need to give it to ourselves. So it's like this person is on the brink of freeing themselves, but they are still stuck with like one of the basic things with humanity on the stage of development where we are right now. We are still like children. We think if we cry high enough, if we complain high enough, mommy and daddy will come and fix things for us. Or if we are telling a real sad story for a friend, they will find a way to solve our situation. Or if we complain to our partner, they will fix our lives for us. So this is kind of what I feel. Like this is a beautiful soul that is in its full power and still acting a little bit helpless. Okay. Next card is the Four of Cups, and it's in the reversed. So it's it's almost like you have the salvation already there. It's just underneath the surface, but you don't want to go and grab it, because that could actually be your salvation. It could be your healing. It could be the situation where you finally don't have so much problems anymore, because you don't confuse yourself for your life situation. See, this person has imagine what we can just literally read a picture. It's like a girl sitting with a lot of ghosts in a room. That could be an awful experience for someone, confusing their life situation with who they are. Oh, I'm attacked by ghosts, I'm going to die. But instead she's just whatever she is, she's fine with it. And even if these voices are in her head, she's still fine with it. She's almost amused with it. But here it's almost feel like a person that, you know, when we have, I remember this from being a small child, and I fell in the playground and I actually hurt my knee rather bad, and I had to go on crutches for a couple of weeks. I also got like taxi to go to school, and when starting to go on 3 weeks, I really didn't feel that bad in my knee anymore. But when the doctor asked, I said, well, it's still really bad. It hurts when I put my foot down. And it was just because it was so nice. I rode a taxi in the morning with some other girls that also had this taxi, and we had real fun. And when I was in school, I didn't have to go out and play if I didn't want to. I can choose to stay inside. So it's kind of this. It's like you have an injury, a trauma, something that you have been through that you are using like a crutch, because life seems to be more lenient towards you when you are a little bit down, when you're a little bit broken, when you are in a little bit of a need of shelter. It's like people are being more nice to you. They are looking out for you a little bit better. They are taking more consideration. So even if you are in your full strength, it's like you're downplaying it, and you could easily be in your full strength, but it's like you're hiding it. You're hiding that you could make it on your own, because you don't want to. You want to be taken care of. You still want to be able to cry for help and have someone come and rescue you. And here we have also the trust in the reverse. So this is, you have the Page of Cups here, and this is the Knight of Cups. So I'm thinking that you are afraid to let go of this old state of being where you have leaned towards others to be nurtured, even if they judge you or had like authority over you just because you made yourself smaller. You kind of still wants to keep it. It might be that you're dealing with a water sign that are acting like this, but if it is so, it's usually just mirroring something in your own world that you need to look at. The Knight of Cups in reversed, it might also be that you're dealing with a person that they are not mature enough to really have a mutual relationship with you. They are acting like children. They don't want to really fix things between you two because they like when it's broken, because then you are trying to fix it all the time and you are trying to make it better, and that is making them feel loved. So if you're dealing with a person that seems to be very untouchable, unreachable, martyr, they say, no, it's no good, this solution that you come up with, it's no good, it's not going to work for me. So everything you're offering them, they are turning it down because they like when you are trying so hard. And it can be you doing this towards someone as well. And here we have the Tower. So the divine really wants humanity to grow right now. So if a person is continuing doing this, it's kind of a little bit manipulation. It's like, oh, you made me feel so weak, or you made me feel so abandoned. Or when we are like this, we are actually manipulating other people and making them a little bit into our slaves, okay, by the judgment also, because we are judging them. You should have done this, you should have done this, this shouldn't be like this, and you could have done it better, you should have said this to me. So it's a person feeling like that's are very strong, but making themselves as weak persons, so they won't have to become grown-ups, okay? And there's going to be a growing up, either we like it or not. So if you're dealing with a person that's not very helpful, always displeased with you, good news, the divine is not going to let them continue with this. Probably there's a wake up here, because this is lightning bolt, thunderbolt, and innocence. It's the sun and lightning, so it's a lot of light. So I'm thinking that one person is starting to see this, and the other person is maybe still just trying to get the benefit of how they are acting. But one person is starting to get aware of the situation that's there, and this is going to lead to this person not participating in the game anymore. So the person that's trying to make the other one feel bad, or giving them certain benefits, or letting them off the hook, it's not going to work anymore, because one person is waking up here. And that's very good, because this is integration. So one person has maybe been over-functioning, doing a lot of things for another person, and they have become weak and helpless. And now it's time for the table to turn a little bit. So the one that has been doing a lot of things is now putting themselves in a receiving end, like, okay, now I'm waiting for you to do the other half now. And this person that has been manipulating needs to find another way. This always not going to work anymore, because the divine has taken the rug and ripped it from underneath their feet. Okay, so that was the past, and here we have the now. So we have the Lovers, and we have all the major arcana love cards here. The Lovers, the Alchemist card, and the Sun card. So it's talking about like a great love affair, and this is how we are learning, we are experiencing life through mirroring ourselves in other people. Without the contrast, we wouldn't be able to see ourselves, and it hasn't been pleasant. I can see this with the Lovers in reversed. So it's making you, I'm feeling like you are getting a little bit tired, of the other person, or it's growing something inside of you it's a little bit repelling energy. I'm just feeling it like a repelling energy. So gradually you will stop tolerating different manipulations from people around you. This is going to happen all over the world with everyone. So no one is going to really take so much crap anymore, because people are waking up to their true self, and they see they are not going to be easily judged anymore. If someone is saying, well, you're not a particular good person, they say, maybe I'm not. And they don't really attach themselves to this judgment because they love themselves, you see. Love, self-love. So it's like you're repelling this this game of relationships a little bit for right now, because you're going into your own corner where you finding your stability of self-love. So this is one person, and this is the energy between these people, and then we maybe have someone here that's trying to make some kind of drama, and you are not putting up with it, is what I'm seeing. And for cross watchers, this might be also going the other way around. It might be a Virgo doing this. It's like every reading is like a yin and a yang. There will be a yin in this reading, and it will be a yang in this reading, and you have to decide which one you are. Okay, next card here is a Page of Swords, and it comes underneath the Page of Cups, so the mind. Someone is trying to get benefits by calculating, if I do this, if I say this, this will happen, I will get this benefit. So it's classical child manipulation, what children do to get, because children they don't have authority, so they find other ways to get their will through, because also their soul wants certain things, but they can feel helpless being faced with the authority of grown-ups. So they are finding ways to manipulate, to cry and cry and cry and cry until I get my will through, to nag and nag and nag and nag until I get my will through, or to prove and prove and prove and prove that I'm worthy of this. So it's some kind of this child's thing that's going on here, where a person is trying to, instead of becoming their own hero, giving themselves justice and giving themselves love, they are still trying to milk this out of the person that's kind of a parent in their life. So it can be a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or your best friend, or your actual mother or father, or it can be your boss at work, or your co-workers. It can be like anyone that you are putting in this position, that you're starting to manipulate them to get what you want, because you feel helpless. You feel like it's only if I manipulate this person I will get what I want. Only if they will see my shaking underlip or the tears in the corner of my eyes, then they finally will realize. So it's when we feel not very strong, but really you are very strong, and this is truth, and this is truth. So it could be, it's like it's the time to wake up and start to see this pattern. And here we have the Five of Swords card in the reverse, so it's kind of the card I missed when I was doing my little theater here. So this is the person that wants to push you by pushing your buttons. They know that you are a very kind, empathic person, so they kind of say that you are not kind and not empathic if you don't do this and this and or that and that. But the Five of Swords in the reverse is kind of a good card, but it comes with the Four of Cups in the reverse. So I'm thinking there's a split or a repel between people here, because one person, as I said, is waking up and don't want to do the drama of it all anymore, and the other person kind of still wants to continue with the game. So it's like a game of like run and being chased, for example. If I run away, they will come after chasing me, and then I will have the power. Or if I pretend like I don't care, they will like jump through hoops here to make me care. So it can be different ways we manipulate people, but here it's like it stops working because one person is repelled by before they were hooked up by this game and it was the most important thing in their lives and they were talking about it all the time with their friends and their families, and like, this person did this to me and they said this, and wasn't it hopeless of them to make me do this? And and then suddenly one day the problems start to fade away and you start to instead repel the drama of this situation, and you just see the person when they're coming up and starting to say something to you, and you're not engaged in the same way that you were before. It's just you're waking up, you're starting to see, and you're not addicted to the drama anymore. So it's like a wake up here, but it feels like, oh, we were conjunct in the hip here like two twins, and now we are separating. I can feel it. It's like I'm not so in love with this person anymore, or I don't care so much of this person anymore. But it's not really like that. Probably you still care for the person, but you don't have to mind so much about that right now. You can just start to see that what you are stopping to care about is the drama. It's like it doesn't trigger anything in you anymore. It's not making it for you. It's not giving you the... Because when we act like children, we usually want to have a conflict so we can make everything good again, and then we can have conflict and make everything good again, because this is how we got love and attention sometimes from our parents or authority, by doing something reckless or something that they didn't want, and then they had to give us attention, because grown-ups are very busy people. They go to work, they take care of, they feed you, they clothe you, they clean the house. So children feels like, oh, these grown-ups, they are running around doing all these things. Where's the time and place for me? So they do something stupid, and the grown-up gives them attention, and then the kiss and makeup is like a beautiful thing that we want to experience. And this can continue in our like our grown-up relationships, where we continue with this drama, and suddenly here it's like you don't care for this drama anymore. And here we have also King of Swords in the reversed underneath this Page of Cups. So some of you might be dealing with either water sign or an air sign. It has came a lot. We have Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, and water, this Pisces. We have Cancer, and I don't see Scorpio really, but maybe the Tower can be a little bit transformation. Okay, so this might be the same person, or the same person just showing different qualities, just like adding up the qualities. This quality is like a person that wants your love but doesn't want to do good things to get it. More creating drama, not being there for you, falling through on their promises. And the King of Swords is kind of act like they don't care, act like you have all the emotions, they don't have any, and also lying a lot to manipulate you to get to where they want. Okay, so, and this is kind of the situation which you don't care so much for anymore, because in the past it made you like this, like trying to solve it, driving yourself crazy trying to solve it, and then suddenly you don't want to solve it anymore. You just look at this person and think, oh, they are so dramatic, look here, now they're acting like they don't care. Okay, so fine, they don't care. And here you have receptivity. So receptivity is this kind of empathy that you get when you see that a person is doing some dramatic thing, and you can still love them for it. There's a little bit risk of becoming over emotional, and this is Cancer, so it's very very loving and nurturing and homey, and this mother energy. And it can also lead to a person becoming like codependent in this situation. But what I'm seeing here is something else. And what I'm seeing here is one person has been the victim of this kind of drama, and it almost drove them crazy. And then they stop caring. It's like one day I cared, next day they were going on with the same thing, and it didn't really bother me. And this person then, they are connecting with their heart, not their true self, but their feminine self. So they have acted all tough, acted like they didn't have any feelings, like they didn't care, all these things. But here suddenly what's coming when everything, like when you don't help them rebuild what they have broken, what they are left with is themselves. Okay, and the source, their own source to the divine. And if the games doesn't work anymore, they can't do this and that and that and that to get your attention. The only thing they have left is to become their own hero, give them self-justice and the self-love. So this is what I'm seeing being awakened here. But it comes like really rapidly, so it's a little bit surprising. But maybe it's just underneath the surface for this person that they have a mother inside of them, a feminine archetype inside of them that are ready to just catch them when they fall. So you just have to let them fall, basically, because you're now this stubborn person that doesn't care for drama anymore. This is connected to, as I said, the Hermit, and we have the Source card here. So you're in your solar plexus energy. The same here with courage, not wanting bad compromises, and almost it's like you can't take this kind of childish thing anymore. So this is just what the doctor ordered to get people to wake up. So no one is being a crook here, no one is being bad to anyone, and we are just in the situation we are, the conscious level that we are. And one day the planets is like swoop, 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 and it's opening up a gateway for us to feel like this, like, what happened here? Now she did this stupid thing again, and I don't even care. Such a relief. And enjoy it while it lasts, because then the planet is moving in some other way, and suddenly you care a lot. But right now it's like this. And this is the second half of May. This might be first part of May. This might be April, going also way past. It depends. So here is your future, and we have another 5, the totality card, and it comes in this situation, you versus the other, your soul versus the relationship. And the conflict is perfect. This conflict is perfect. It's perfectly organized, orchestrated by the divine for you to be able to learn exactly the things that you were supposed to. So when you stop with, like when you let go, for example, here you're about to let go, this kind of energy where you kind of repel it, another situation is about to create instead. Here is the mother, the blue here, being able to receive this green energy. And here's the purple, this is you. So you're about to let go, and this energy is about to be caught by their own inner femininity, their own mother, their own source of love and energy, which they might have pushed down because I'm not supposed to feel things, I'm supposed to be cool, and therefore they had to steal these energy that they needed, like love, from other people, and maybe with these kind of card acting a little bit selfish, okay, but now they are going to reconnect with their own self. Just because one person stops mothering, they find the mother inside themselves. This might also be, of course, like a third-party situation, because some of these people, when can't really connect with their own feminine side, they need a lot of people on the outside. It doesn't matter if it's a male or a female that can't connect with their feminine side. It doesn't matter, because if you can't connect with your feminine side, you can't connect with the divine, you can't connect with the source energy that we saw here. It's off, so you can't really feel your own divinity, and you feel like lost in space, and then you might want to have approval from others, but in the same time you need to act like you don't care about these people, so you exploit them. You have one boyfriend or one girlfriend in every town, and you say, I can't come, I'm sick, and you're driving to this other boyfriend or girlfriend instead. So this might be going on here as well, but the good news is that everyone is waking up in the same time, so it's very likely that in case this is another girlfriend, that this person or boyfriend, this person will also not take this person's crap anymore. They won't be the mother anymore. You need to find the mother inside yourself. It's just like this. Okay, so totality and breakthrough. So this is the Justice card in the reverse. This is Libra, and this is also Libra. Some of you might be in conflict with a Libra or another air sign, maybe air, water, as I said before, you don't follow their rules anymore. It's like, well, I don't care, and it's meant to be like this. You are meant to not feel like you care. You are meant to let them maybe fall off the trapeze here. It might be a possibility. And yes, and here we have the Rebel. So why you don't care is because you have stepped into some hardcore masculine energy. So it's like this shift, it just shifts. The yin takes the yang's place and the yang takes the yin's place, and it goes like, just one morning you are waking up and you don't take crap anymore because you have become the Rebel. And this was what that person were living on, childish energy, and also being stubborn and refusing things, not wanting to cooperate. And now what you needed when you met this person was to become more masculine, and they needed to become more feminine, and now it has happened. And he has the torch is the source energy, solar plexus energy, and the sun there. So you can have a lot of fire, even though you're not connected with your feminine side, but the fire isn't directed towards divine, what the divine wants, but we use the will for our own sake, and it can become very distorted. It's like Rome with all its ridiculously rich people and then ridiculously poor people that was also slaves. So this is what happened when there's only masculine energy at rule. It becomes like mindless creative power that's being used for selfish agendas. Okay, but here when this person just connects with their soul and with their truth and just become like in their full power. Before, they might have given their power away because they babied this little spoiled person here and thought, oh, they don't know better. So if I just stay here and show them unconditional love, they will open up their heart because they are wounded and they are this and they are that. You had a lot of excuses for this person. And then finally one day you don't. You just feel, well, it's time for them to grow up. So it's like when the mother bird is throwing out their little birds from the nest and wants them to fly for themselves. It's time for you to grow up. And here we have 6 of Wands. So 6 of Wands. Okay, it's not the best energy when we want love and harmony, because here it comes, is very beautiful. You have find your way, and it's you don't want this other person's approval anymore, and you don't want to catch them when they're falling. So you are in a little bit celebration mood, but they are too. So it's like you're drifting apart here because they want to win, and they want to win in these old ways that they have won over you before by getting a lot of attention. So they're probably going to do some new stupid thing that they're thinking are going to give you their attention. Okay. And 4 of Swords, so you're probably not going to notice, is what I'm seeing, because you are about to experience your own inner world and finding your own. It's 4 again. You have 4 here and very masculine cards here. So you are going to find your inner peace and exploring new possibilities, but this person is probably going to try to win over you by silent treatment, is mostly what I'm seeing. So their next move will probably be silent treatment. Okay, they will be a little bit emotional here, or a lot emotional, but they will not fall for that. They will try to win in the way that they have always won, by manipulating you. So the next move will be silent treatment, so you know. So you don't have to get upset. It's just they are getting desperate, trying different things to make you go back to the old habits and give them what you gave them before, attention when they were acting bad. So I'm going to read the centerpiece card for you. Remember that it came in the reversed. Whoever told you that the bamboo is more beautiful than the oak, or that the oak more valuable than the bamboo? Do you think the oak wishes it had a hollow trunk like this bamboo? Does the bamboo feel jealous of the oak because it is bigger and its leaves changes colors in the fall? The very idea of the two comparing themselves to each other seems ridiculous, but we humans seem to find this habit very hard to break. Let's face it, there's always going to be somebody who is more beautiful, more talented, stronger, more intelligent, or apparently happier than you are. And conversely, there will always be those who are less than you in all these ways. The way to find out who you are is not by comparing yourself with others, but by looking to see whether you are fulfilling your own potential in the best way you know how. So, becoming yourself. Comparison brings inferiority, superiority. When you don't compare, all inferiority, all superiority disappear. Then you are. You are simply there. A small bush or a big tall tree. It doesn't matter. You are yourself. You are needed. A grass leaf is needed as much as the biggest star. Without the grass leaf, existence will be less than it is. The sounds of the cuckoo is needed as much as any Buddha. The world will be less rich if this cuckoo disappears. Just look around. All is needed and everything fits together. It is an organic unity. Nobody's higher, nobody's lower, nobody's superior, nobody inferior. Everybody is incomparably unique. And since the card came in the reverse, it's kind of what you are starting to understand. Like, I don't need to live up to this person's expectations. I'm too tired. I am what I am. So take it or leave it. And if you're not going to help, I'm not helping either. Okay. So I will take a card from the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle for you, Virgo. Wild Kuan Yin Oracle for Virgo. That one. Desert Harvest. So it's going to be a little bit desert there, but it's going to, if you just wait a little bit, your life will be sorted out, even with this person continuing maybe to do mind games with you or power games. Desert Harvest. Many of my divine children take time to cultivate their offering to the world. Your soul, even with your fire and ambition, is capable of great patience, endurance, hope, and faith. These spiritual qualities allow for the development of a truly exceptional offering to the world. Rest assured, my divine one, it is never too late. In fact, your time for full blooming is just now starting to come into view. For the night blooming flower to the oasis, from the creatures that have adapted to thrive in desert conditions, to the sudden and swift eruptions of life that abounds after precious rainfall, the desert teaches us about life. Life in the desert, in particular, demonstrates the power of creative, adaptable intelligence, that aspect of the natural world that learns to thrive no matter the odds against it. The Oracle of Desert Harvest comes to you with the titling of life and fertility in the face of odds to the contrary. When your life doesn't seem to be moving in the right direction and you cannot find your way, you may fall prone to doubts. Spiritually speaking, you are in the desert and yearning for water. The improbable, the difficult to launch, the creative dreams that seems to be ridiculous will be. And the Divine Mother will delight in another of her improbable creations. Such is her irresistible sense of play, humor, and divinely defined will. Irrepressible sense of play, humor, and divinely defined will. Yes. If you're dreaming beautifully but unlikely, dream. Do not give up. Help is coming. It is a timely issue. There's a greater cycle at play, and you will need to wait for the cycle to complete itself. It will not be for much longer now, but patience is the key. So whatever happens now, I'm thinking that you will be okay with it. And if you're not, that is creating a lot of anticipation. So you don't want to be in that state. So try to accept whatever happens here, and that you can't change another person. You can only change yourself. If you have invested in something that feels seemingly hopeless because you didn't get the help, it might be time to give it up and do something that will be very prosperous for you yourself. We have this little bit of a block here, and I'm thinking this is what's going to take up, like, the most of your time will go to feeling very rejoiced and at peace with yourself because you got it. Finally you got it, and you're not the slave to the grid anymore, or the slave to this or the slave to that. You have freed yourself. But why you were a slave in the first place was because you wanted to be a part of. And this is rejected you, is what I'm seeing here. So someone is rejecting you to be a part of. So you're not going to get a full win because someone is using playing games with you. Okay, I hope this helped. I want you to take really, really good care. And I welcome you back to my mid-month May reading that I will perform in the beginning of May. So take good care until then, and bye-bye.